Hello. I'm doing another book review. Sorry, my face looks kind of screwed. I guess the lighting in my living room is terrible, or maybe it's just that I need to start wearing makeup because I look very discolored, and I don't know if this is how I look for real. Anyway, so I'm doing a book review, and this book that I just finished reading is called Aleph, and it's by Paulo Coelho. I've actually Paulo Coelho is my favorite author. He is a great writer, and he always has something very interesting in his book to talk about and to show and whatnot. So this is his latest book, and um, I bought it in Spanish, as you can see, because I kind of want to just, I'm bilingual and I speak Spanish. Actually, Spanish is my first language, but after I went to school, I, um, I just, English became my dominant language, and so I spoke Spanish less and less, and so it's not perfect. So I was like, let me buy it in Spanish and read it in Spanish because I do work with Spanish clients, so I just wanted to make sure that it perfects my Spanish better, I guess. So, anyways, the book. Let's get to the book. So, the lighting is okay. So the book basically is about Paulo Coelho. Before I even bought the book and I heard of the book, I know I really wanted to get it, and I was like, I need to get this book. And I thought it was gonna be like about like it's a love story and whatnot. That's what it says. That's what I remember reading or hearing, that it was gonna be a love story, a romantic story, yada yada yada. So I love love stories. I love romantic stories. So I was like, I'm gonna read it. However, when I started reading it, I noticed it's not really a romantic story, or it's not really a movie book about romance. I mean, it kind of is, but not like I thought it was gonna be. But basically, it's a book about Paulo Coelho. It's his personal story of when he went to Russia and he took this trip. I guess Russia has like the longest railroad track, um, and basically he took it from the beginning to the end, and it's something that he spontaneously decided to do during a time period of his life where he just knew he needed to do it, and he needed to take like a break and just do it and travel and do something crazy like that. At the beginning of the trip, he met this girl named Ilal, and according to him, she is like a soulmate, or like someone that he has met in his past life, and he believes in soulmates, and we all have different lives and have had more lives in the past, and this is someone that he interacted with, I guess, some time ago, and the book is called Aleph because Aleph is kind of a trance where we go through, where we're able to disconnect from present time, from what's going on, and kind of like go back to some time in our past lives and kind of connect with someone. So for example, if I meet someone and me and this person were friends, or were something in a relationship, my mom, my dad, my boyfriend, my girl, whatever it was, like we had some sort of connection, and we meet this in the past in our other lives, and so that we meet them again in our new life, in our current lives, then we go into this trance called Aleph, where we both travel to that time, and it's like a magical moment, and yada yada yada. So basically, that's what the book is about. Just his kind of telling the story of like what he went through in that long trip, and how this woman impacted his life, and who this woman was in his past. Accordingly, there was like 6 women that in I don't know what century, 16th or 15th century, were being killed because they were prostitutes, and Ilal was one of them, and he in that life was like a 21-year-old guy who I guess I don't know if he was their pimp or if he had something to do with these girls, and basically he had the chance to save them, but he chose not to, and they all got like burned, like alive and whatnot, and so years pass, it's a different life, and they meet again, and when they meet again, like they both know that they knew each other from somewhere, and they both know that you know there's some that like we like they knew each other somewhere, and they were meant to be. It's kind of like they're meant to be their soulmate and stuff, and like this Ilan girl kind of is like in love with him, but of course Paulo Coelho in love with his wife and he never cheats on her and whatnot. So like it's tempting because a lot of times Ilal girl like tempts him, gets naked near him. They sleep in the same room, they sleep in the same bed, just like hugging each other. But nothing ever happens. It's just hugging and that's about it. In my opinion, the book is okay. It's probably one of my least favorite books by Paulo Coelho, just because it's just like a autobiography of his life or this one trip. There are a couple of good quotes that I really like and I just really appreciate, and kind of got me thinking when as I read. I'm gonna read to you a couple, or the ones that I have more, but I got this new app. When I got this app, I had already almost been through the book, so not all the quotes that I liked are in here, but I will definitely just read some really quick. It's a really cool book called My Book Droid. It's right here. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. And I have all the books that I've read or will read. So I have Aleph, and then I go to quotes. And so here are my quotes. It's gonna be in Spanish, so if you don't understand, I'm sorry, but what can I say? All right, here's one of them. It's on page 168. So if you're reading the English book, just go to on page 68. It says, la verdadera sabiduría consiste en respetar las cosas simples que hacemos, pues ellas pueden transportarnos hasta donde necesitamos llegar. It's trying to say that the simplest things can go a long way. They can transport us to a place where we never imagined. So never underestimate the simplest gestures in life, pretty much, which is true, and I really appreciate it, and something I would take with me for the rest of my life, as long as it's gonna last. Here's another one. Pues pasar tu vida culpando al mundo, pero tus éxitos o tus derrotas son tu... Oh, puedes pasar tu vida culpando al mundo, pero tus éxitos o tus derrotas son tu entera responsabilidad. So trying to say, there's no excuses, okay? Everything you do in life, it's your choice, basically. It's your responsibility. Everything that you choose to do with your life, you can't blame someone else, or you can't say, oh, it was this person's fault, because at the end of the day, you're the one who made the final choice, and it's your responsibility. Which I've always, this is what I've always believed, and I said it in the book, and I was like, Grace, awesome, I must say this quote. Page 123, just in case you don't know or understand the Spanish word. Okay, next one. Yo nunca seré tuyo, tú nunca serás mía, pero aún así puedo decir te amo, te amo, te amo. This is something that he told Ilal towards the end of the book. It's on page 216. And basically it's kind of saying that, like, he's going to meet her throughout his many lives, you know, and it's like they might have been in a relationship in the past, but they know it's never going to happen again. It only happened that one time. But because of that strong love that they had for each other, they're going to come back to each other's life over and over again. So kind of saying that, you know, I'm never going to be yours, you're never going to be mine. But even knowing that, I can say that I can say I love you, I love you, I love you. And he says, like, I love you, I don't like you like a woman, but I love you like a river, or as big as a river. So it's a long, and it's a love that's appreciated, but he doesn't love her as a woman, saying that, you know, like his wife and whatnot. Which is okay, I guess. But basically, that's my review. I guess it's a good book if you appreciate it. I mean, it's not the best that I like. It's for my personal gusto, or my personal likings, but it's a good, I liked it, and it had good quotes, and it had good intentions. It taught good and it meant well, and yeah, like, it tells you what El Aleph is, which I can't remember what page I found it in, or what page it's in, but it tells you what the Aleph is, and it explains to you what the transit happens, and why it happens, and who it happens with, and how it happens, and whatnot. But if you want to read a book, go ahead and read it. If you're a Paulo Coelho fan, just do it and read it, just to know that you finished another book of his. My next book, I'm debating if I want to read The Help, or if I want to read Gender Lives. I have like another list of books that I have that I still need to read, but obviously I'm so busy now that it takes me forever to finish reading a book. This book I started, I want to say, in November-ish, and I barely finished it. No, like November, and I finished it in December. I mean, in February. So most of the time it's because maybe I didn't find it as appealing or interesting. When I find a book interesting, I don't put it down. In this book, there was parts where I was reading and reading and reading, and there was parts where I was like, okay, who cares? But that's that. So I recommend you read the book just cuz. All right? And that's about it. Stay tuned for my next review, which will probably be The Help, or it'll probably be Gender Lives, or maybe another book. I have all these other books that I still have to read. So we'll see which book I choose. All right, you have a good one, and thanks for watching if you even watched this. Toodles.